Yes, hello Kovici, this is Åge from Norway. I just wanted to share with you my user experience with your component video adapter for the Apple IIGS. As you can see here on my setup, I have two displays running. The one on the right side is a multi-input Dell inch monitor receiving the component signal from your adapter. On the left side there is a VGA screen receiving signal from a sequential system's second site VGA adapter. And the idea with this little comparison test is to identify differences in the output and to see the performance of each type. Now what I've done initially is to calibrate the trim wheel knobs on your component adapter as closely as possible against the output from the VGA adapter. So the colors should be fairly okay, or at least as close as I can get them. Just to note also about my system here, about the Apple IIGS here, this is a ROM 01 version. It contains, in addition to your adapter and the VGA board, sequential second site board, there is a Transport GS accelerator and a CFFA 3000 drive emulator. And in order to drive this setup with all these adapters, I needed to apply a separate external power supply unit, and this is a so-called buggy power supply received from Mr. Stephen Buggy in New Mexico many years back, but it's still doing a great job. Anyway, that's enough about my system. As you can see, I have the demo screen of the old arcade coin-up, the Arkanoid game from Taito, and in front now I have the component signal. The output here is very sharp and defined. I think being a component signal, it's very smooth and very nicely balanced. You can see the definition again on your component signal. Very sharp and defined, and you can see the movement of the objects on the screen is very smooth and non-jagged. If you're looking on the VGA board, you can see, okay, there is more definition, a little bit, slightly, but the movements are more jagged and not so smooth as you would find on your component adapter. Okay, so Koichi, this is the boot screen then on the System 601 on the component adapter. As you can see, it renders quite beautifully. Here is the VGA screen, and just finalizing the boot sequence. Here we have the component definition, and you know, these vertical stripes on the background is quite problematic really to get a good definition in System 6, and on the component it looks quite stable, not interference too much. Looking on the second site image, then okay, it's a little bit more interference in the background, as you can see actually on this VGA display, and but then again there is a little bit degree of sharper definition when looking in detail on the VGA, and I try to do the same on the component, and still it's a very good result. Alright, so I'm also doing a little test on the 8-bit mode, and I will start up the image from the CFFA 3000 card, and this is a game I'm sure you will be familiar with. This is the Apple collection, now running on both screens. As you can see, there is on the VGA on the left here, there is some artifacts when running in the Apple 2+2E mode, 8-bit mode. In the lower part section of the screen, you can see some graphics that really should not be there in this. I do not think I've seen it before on other monitors, so I think it's some artifact with the second sight board. Then again, looking over on the VGA screen, there is some difference in the contrast when looking at this game in particular, where you have a black background, and I need to have the brightness a little bit higher on the component in order to achieve the same color intensity, but it's visible to some extent on some games, but not all. So again, trying to look into detail. This is the component. Smooth moving graphics also here, and here again the output on the second sight board. Also sharp and defined, but with this strange artifact on the bottom, the ribbon you can see on the bottom of the screen. Again, check of the 8-bit mode. This time I'm trying to run the Choplifter game, at least to get into the demo screen of this great classic. And here again you can see the two screens up against each other. Here is the component. Very good reproduction in my view. You can see the little guys running around and the tanks. Yeah, here is the up-close graphic of the moon on the scenery of Choplifter. And you can see all the dots are quite rectangular and well defined on the component signal. And colors are beautifully rendered in my view on this game also. And looking then on the second sight, movements are a little bit more jagged, more glittery, but the definition is very much there. As you can see, it's very good reproduction also here when zooming up. So all in all, a very good job there, Koichi. I thank you very much, and hope to see more interesting products coming up from your workshop. Thank you very much.